The moment you've all been waiting for, we are now going to go over the Unit 7 practice test in hopes that you will learn from all of your mistakes and be ready to ace this test tomorrow and get a great, outstanding, awesome, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious grade for the quarter. Number 1, it's on the laptop, and I have a really loud voice, so it should be picking it up. So I'm going to plug and chug here. So when I plug in -5 for x, what do I get? -3 times -5 is 15, plus 5 is 20. When I plug in -1, I get -3 times -1, which is 3 plus 5 is 8. When I plug in 1, I get 2. And when I plug in 7, I get -16. Oh, okay. Number 2, how do I graph a linear equation with slope and y-intercept? Well, I know from my notes that it's always in y equals mx plus b, and I know the m is slope, and slope is always rise over run, so my rise over run is going to be 3, but I start by graphing the y-intercept. That's where the line crosses the y-axis. This says it's 4. Then I rise 3, run 1. Now, another way to write 3 over run 1 is -3 over -1, because the negative divided by a negative is a positive. So I could also go down 3, left 1. And what do you know? That's also on the line. And I know, this was faster at the time. So then I just go ahead and put my line in there. I make sure I use a ruler, or else I'll lose half a point, if not a whole point. And also make sure I put arrows on the end, because it does continue on. Number 3, same dealio as the last one. So my y-intercept is 3. That's the number all by itself. So I'm going to start at 3. This time my slope is negative. Remember, nice negative from slope, dude. So nice negative is going to go down from left to right, down from left to right. So I'm going to go ahead and go -3, +5, and that's going to give me another point on the line. I could, of course, do +3, -5, and get another point on the line. And then I just bring out my line and fit it to my points. And there it is. That is the graph y equals -3/5 x plus 3. Nice negative. Notice that you would ski very nicely left or right down that slope. Number 4, select all relations that are functions. Remember, for each input, there has to be exactly one output. If it's a linear, all linear relationships are functions, except for a vertical line, which would be x equals something. So that is the function. Okay, number 2. This would not pass the vertical line test because at this point, it's at input of 1, there are lots of different outputs for x. 3, all the way 3 to 6, and continuing up, right there. So that is a no. No. Okay?
Wait, so why is it... What?
It does not pass the vertical line test. That's a no.
Then why'd you put it up there as the answer?
This is B. This is A. This is B.
Yeah. Oh.
Okay, C. For the input -1, we have 2 different outputs, so that's a no. Okay? And D, we have -2, -1, 0, 1 for our x's. So that's all good. For each input, we have exactly one output, so the answer would be A and D. If you only had one of those, you get half. If you had one more than you should have, you get a half.
Well, what about the 1? Why is the 1?
Doesn't matter. As long as for each input, there's exactly one output. Because, David, real quick, we can prove it with a map, okay? We do our map, and we do x and y, and I go -2, -1, 0, 1, and then I go 2, 1, 0, and then I connect them. -2 goes with 2, -1 goes with 1, 0 goes with 0, and 1 goes with 1. But notice that I have no x's connecting to 2 different y's. It's just that the 2 different x's are connecting to the same y, but that's okay. And if I graphed it, it would pass the vertical line test. Okay, number 6. How do I know if an ordered pair is a solution? Plug and chug. So if I plug in this for x and this for y, does it make a true statement? Is 1 equal to -6 times 1 minus 7? That gives me -13, no? Is -1 equal to -6 times -1 minus 7? Well, this is 6 minus 7, because negative times negative is a positive, so that's a yes. So that would be on the line, y equals -6x minus 7, because it's a solution. Okay? How about this one? Does 7 equal -6 times negative 6 minus 7, not even close. And then does negative 25 equal negative 6 times 3, which is negative 18, minus 7? It does. B and D. When you have a calculator, it's silly not to get those right because you can plug and chug on it. Same with this one. I told you that was a typo. Same with this one, plug and chug. Does 55 equal 5 times 5 plus 30? Yep, that works. Okay, does 80 equal 5 times 10 plus 30? Yep. Does 30 equal 5 times 0 plus 30? Yep. Yep. And then does, obviously this one will not work, right? Will 0 equal 5 times 30 plus 30? No way. Okay. So, what does this mean? It means that in 5 seconds, 55 gallons are left in the pool. At 10 seconds, actually, you are filling the pool, so you're not draining it. So at in 5 seconds, it's at 55 gallons. That's really fast. 10 seconds, it's at 80. 0, it's at 30. So it started at 30 gallons in the pool.
Did we ever even learn that?
You learn that ordered pairs are solution to a linear function, yes, by plugging and chugging, yes. It's just a word problem.
I got it right.
All right, 7 is a similar problem. Okay, so what is our starting point? How much are we starting at? 40 gallons. And in a slope-intercept form, that's the what? It's a Y-intercept. It's the number by itself. Right? You're starting with 40. When I put in 0 for t, what do I get? I get 40, because that's when x is 0. That's the Y-intercept. Okay? And then what is my rate of change? 6 gallons per second. None of the others. Oh, wait a minute. Okay? But if you're adding it. Okay. So if you were draining it, which one would it be? If you're draining the pool. If it had 40 gallons in it and you're draining the pool, it'd be D. Because you're taking out 6 gallons per second. In this case, you're adding 6 gallons per second. Okay? So that's why that would be B. So don't be psyched out because it has words in it. The difficulty isn't really much different. But it's important you know how to do those too. Okay, this is what we spent a lot of time on yesterday, so I really hope everybody got these right. -4 minus -5 over 3 minus 0 plus a positive. Use your calculator, please. Okay, it's silly to miss those. Really silly. Okay, number 2. 10 seconds after a plane is in an air show dives, it is 200 feet from where it began. Okay, so what's the ordered pair for that? 10 seconds, it's at 200 feet. At 30 seconds, it's at 1,000 feet. What's its rate? How quickly is it descending? Well, let's go y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And we get 800 over 20, which is 40. 40 feet per second. Makes sense. 400 feet per second? Yeah, way too fast.
Wait.
Okay. I'll move this so you can put it down. All right, number 5. Find the slope of the line. So I just need to find 2 points that I know for sure are there. Okay, pretty simple there. -1, +2, -1, +2, -1/2. Now, if you started from the bottom, +1, -2, +1, -2. What's +1 over -2 simplify to be? -1/2. Same thing. Nice negative. Don't you dare have a positive when it's like this. You should know from your foldable that this is a nice negative. Remember? Nice negative. That guy's skiing down the slope. He likes to tuck it and go down the nice negative. Okay, number 5. This is a puff positive. If you're a cross-country skiing and you had to go up this, that would be a pain. I believe these are my exact points, right? Mine didn't show up very well when I printed it in the Smart Notebook. Sure. So it's rise 3, run 4. That's all. Rise over run, 2 foot 4 thirds. I don't know what to tell you.
We've been working on this forever.
It feels like it.
But that was 3. You just get 3.
I did? Oh, no. Okay, 3. Can I look at the graph and tell what it's going to be at 4 hours? Well, I could extend it out, but you guys don't have my tools like this. And I don't know how accurate I'm going to be able to be, but we could look at it, so let's do that. Okay? But what is that? Okay, so what I'm saying is there a better way?
Yes.
What?
You could do 7 and 5 or 1 and times.
Okay, so if the slope is 0.75, right? Can we just say 0.75x? Right? Because it's proportional, it goes through 0, 0. So then what is 0.75 times 4? 3. Yeah. 3 inches. And it makes sense. And there's other ways you could do that too. I just think that's the best way to make sure you get the right answer. Okay. All right, moving on. 6. What is the slope of this line? It's hard to see, but you guys have realized it. Okay? If you got that wrong, don't know what to tell you. It's in your foldable. 0. All horizontal lines. What would the equation of that line be? No, y equals 4. Got to get those right, guys.
Oh, yeah.
This would be x equals 1 and be undefined. Okay? Number 8. Is this a proportional relationship? Well, I don't know yet, but what if I got y alone? Remember we spent a couple of days getting y alone? Okay, y equals negative 5/3 x. Negative 3 divided by negative 3 is 1. Y equals negative 5/3 x. Is that a proportional relationship equation?
Yes.
Yeah. We have a slope. We don't have a y-intercept. Well, we do have a y-intercept. It's what?
0.
0. We just don't write it there because anything plus 0 is that thing. Okay? So it is yes. And the equation is y equals negative 5/3 x. If you said yes and didn't have this right, you get half. This one is a no. There's nothing you can do to that. It's just a no. So you can't have x squared. And what does x squared look like?
That.
Yeah, it's a parabola, right? It's going to give you the... Okay, good. Number 9. Some people said they were confused on this. What are the slope and y-intercept? Well, what's my equation? Y equals mx plus b. What's in the place of m? Negative 9. What's in the place of b? What's in the... What? What's in the place of m here?
Negative 1 by 6.
Yep.
5 by 6.
That was just to make sure you understood it's the coefficient of x is the slope, not the order. Okay, so don't get fooled by that. And then 6.9.
I got some negative switch.
Okay, well, it's wrong then. You get it all wrong. Because the negatives mean everything. Think about this. This is y equals 6.9 plus a negative 5.6x. That's why I've been telling you guys to use plus a negative also. Because then you won't lose a negative when you change the order. Because when I change this order, that negative goes with the 5.6. There's a method for my madness. Okay, 12. What is m? 1. What's b? Those are gimmies. Make sure you get them right. Threw some easy ones in there just to boost you up. Okay? What's the slope?
1 from x plus negative.
You could do minus 3/4 or plus a negative. All you had to do is put the right things in the right place. So those 6 were really meant to be gimmies. So if they're not, hopefully they are now. Okay, 14. Write the slope equation of this line, slope-intercept form equation. What is the y-intercept?
1.
Okay, so y equals something times x plus 1. What do I need?
Slope.
Slope. Rise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Run. 2. What's 8 over 2?
4.
Okay.
Wait, can we just say
No, you need to simplify to 4. You can't like that. Okay, but at this point we need to reduce. Okay, we're there. Okay, 15. Lucy is driving to her aunt's house. The table shows the amount of gasoline in Lucy's car after the given number of hours driving. When you drive, does the gasoline go up or down? Okay, it's going down. As you drive, as your number of hours driving increases, your number of gallons is going down. You're using them up. Okay? So this is where some students, I don't know, this seems not too bad to me. Determine the initial. What does initial mean? Very good. I thought that was one of our words.
It is.
It's right there.
It's gonna tell you.
Okay, sweet. So initial is what you started with. Good. Okay. Well, what did she start with?
16.
You need to go back in the table, right? If I go back 3 to 0, and if I go back 2 here,
4.
it would be what?
16.
16. Okay. So how many gallons did she have when she started? 16. At 0 hours before she turned on her car and started moving, she had 16 gallons. Pretty simple. You just have to go back in the table to 0. And what's her rate of change?
16 gallons a lot.
I like our Highlander might hold 15 or 16, but the Subaru probably only holds like 13, 12. Okay, so then what's the rate of change? Well, what's 12 minus 14 over 6 minus 3? Negative 2/3. Or you could say negative 2 gallons every 3 hours, because that's what it means, right? So,
That question or 2 questions?
yep, 2 points. So get those right. This next one's worth 4. Okay? So all we're doing is talking about a soccer mom and an SUV here. Okay? So where's the SUV represented? Yeah. Okay? Let's just for fun, let's make a table for the SUV, because I want to get this right. I don't know about you. Okay? At 1 mile, 1 hour, how far would the SUV have gone?
57 miles.
At 2, how far?
114 miles.
And at 3, 171, right? Okay. So what are their Y-intercepts?
0, 0.
Well, 0 hours, she's going to go 0 miles. This is kind of common sense, right? And it's 0 hours that, if you go back in each table, it's going to be 0. So they're both 0. That'd be worth a point. Compare the rates of change. I would say the soccer mom goes
7 miles.
7 miles more per hour. Or goes 7 miles per hour more. Or faster. Okay? Because isn't miles per hour a rate? It's a unit rate, right? Miles per hour. Write a function to represent the soccer mom's van trip. Well, if he's D equals 57t, then this one is D equals, keep it simple, sillies. Right? I know I try not to use that word. And are these proportional?
Yes.
I already answered that. They both go through 0, 0. They both go through 0, 0. And then you also could have said their ratios are equal. Okay? Y over X are equal. Ratios are equal. Okay? 57 over 1 equals to 114 over 2 is equal to 171 over 3, and the same here. So just so you know, we did shorten this test from last year, and I'm really hoping it's doable in the time. Okay, this one I think maybe just the verbiage might have confused you. You might see this on the Smarter Balance assessment. We thought it was a good question. The use of words, verbiage. So what this is saying is, line AC, right? Line AC can be extended as far as you want. A line can be named by its points. Okay? Points on the line. So what is the ordered pair -6 what? -7. That's all I was asking. See that? Right? All I did is extend line AC, just like you guys can do with a ruler and a pencil. And then it's saying this ordered pair -6y is on the line, but we have to figure out what y is, right? Well, how do I figure that out? I extend line AC to figure out when I go to -6, what do I get for my y value? -7. Jane and Marcus, how fast is Jane running?
6 miles.
Okay. How fast is Marcus running?
8 miles per hour.
8 miles per hour. Good. Okay. Okay. What's true? Do Jane and Marcus have the same average speed? Jane's average speed double Marcus's? No, it's less. Is Marcus's average speed 2 miles per hour greater than Jane's?
Yes.
Okay. Marcus's average speed 2 miles per hour less. No. So that's C. Okay. And then the bonus. This is a fun one. So M is -1 minus -4 over 9/8 minus a -1/2. Just so you know, the bonus will be easier tomorrow, but this is a fun one. So we get 3 over, what's 9/8 plus 4/8? 13/8. When I get a common denominator to add, it'd be 9/8 plus 4/8 is 13/8. Okay? So what is this saying? This is saying, another way we could say that is 3 divided by 13/8. Okay? How do I solve that? Copy, dot, flip, and I get 24/13. That would be the slope of that line. I'm sure everybody got that one right?
No. You're gonna stop.
I will.